everybody. So in this video, we are going to get our project set up, and then we're going to add a couple libraries to it that we're going to be needing for converting our JSON file into a REST data type, and then we'll be set up and ready to go. So the first thing you need to do is install Rust, and Rust up in particular, on your system. What that means is you get Rust, plus you get the Rust tool package that gives you the ability to build projects and create new projects and things like that. So it's called Cargo. So if you don't have Rust installed, it's easy enough to just follow the steps on the website, just on Rust's website. Unless you're on Windows 10, it's a little bit trickier then, and I do have videos. I would suggest, especially if you're on Windows, is following my video. I'll put links in the description on how to install Rust. But I also, if you wanted to, I have videos on how to install it on Mac OS and how to install it on Linux as well. So they're all there. You can, if you want, basically whatever is easiest for you to get that installed. And then you can see I'm in a programs folder here, and we're just once that's installed, we just do cargo new and our project name. I'm just going to call it SSG, static site generator. That's going to create a folder in the programs folder. You can see the SSG folder there. And then we're going to CD into that folder. And we can see that there's a cargo.tml file, and then there's a src file. So if we go into the src file, this is our program right here. This is our actual Rust. And we're just going to open this with TextMate. It just runs a little smoother on this old computer I have. And it gives it a hello world from the start. So we have a working program here right now with that hello world. If we want, we're in our project folder. We can just go cargo run, and it'll build and run our project. The first build is going to take a little bit longer. Subsequent builds are quicker after that, unless you make a whole bunch of changes. All right, so hello world, there it is. So for this project, we're going to need two different libraries, and we're going to need two dependencies as well. So let's do the dependencies first. So we want to open that cargo.toml file. Let me go back into this folder here. I closed out of that. Programs, SSG. So we need cd JSON equal to version 1.0. So that's the JSON part of the serialize, deserialize, oh my gosh, that's hard to say, library. Anyway, and then we need the crd library itself. And for that, we want version 1.0.104. And we want features. And we want the derive ability. Okay. I'm going to save that file. So our cargo file is now going to, when we run cargo or build with cargo, it's going to pull these dependencies into our project. And then at the top of our Rust file, we're going to declare the libraries here as well. So libraries, and we're going to use two different libraries. The standard FS library, which is for reading and writing files. So like our map.json file, we're going to use this to read it. And then we're going to use this crd library, and we're going to in particular use the deserialize and the serialize modules. And we'll just say this is for handling JSON files. So just to kind of give you a little explanation of what this crd does, it serializes and deserializes data. So when we're pulling data into a data type in our Rust program, which we're going to make in the next video, we're going to set up our data types. But we have a JSON file, that's got our data organized one way. So this the crd, it it takes that data that's in the JSON format, converts it, deserializes it, or I'm not sure which one it's doing, D or regular. It converts it into byte code, or just bytes, basically, and then we tell it, what format we want to convert it to, which is going to be our data types. We want to convert it into our own data type that we build in our project. And so then from those bytes, that byte code, whatever it is, it converts it into our data type. Pretty simple, but yeah, FS, this just talks to the operating system and tells it, I want to read and write to these certain files. So that's all we need for our project right now. It should still build. It's not going to do anything since we don't have anything in there, except for that you can see it is going to crates.io and it's pulling our dependencies. So it's going to download that. It's going to take a little longer to build this time because of that. But once it's got them there, it's going to remember that they're there. It stores things in this target folder. It's building everything still. It's one of the big complaints about Rust is that it does take, and it used to take every time you wanted to compile, it would take a long time. It would go through all this stuff, and they've come a long way with it actually, because now every time you compile, it actually looks for things that it has already done, that it kind of builds a cache so that it doesn't have to go through these steps every time. Oh, it doesn't like that we don't have a main function. But I think it's still, no, it didn't build, did it? And it still added a bunch of data here. Here's our executable. So we could actually run the project. It's probably just going to give the same error if we try running it. So anyway, in the next video, we'll put our data structures in, and we'll continue from there. Thanks for watching. Peace out.